Hi, this is a deep dive into Cinder, her overall strategic situation, specifically for Pyro Pups by someone who watched Cinder. I was a chatter. I even gave her money. I'm not sure if that's enough to call myself a Pyro Pup, but I don't care about that anymore. Also, this is about the future of Cinder and Cinder's community. I am not doing the retelling of the story for the 1500th time. So there are three parties involved in this. First are Pyro Pups, which are actually two groups. First is group A people. These are people that believe that Cinder can change and want to give a Cinder a second chance. Then we have group B people, who are sad, terminally online, parasocial people who think Shiley and Bao orchestrated the greatest psyop operation in history and got basically every VTuber in the community to hate her through lies, deception, and convincing them to betray Cinder. I'm not gonna get into it because even they cannot decide on what's canon. Second is Cinder herself. I'm gonna try to explain this one, but this is speculation at best. Third are Cinder's past friends. Most important is Bao, and still kinda important is Shiley. So, if Cinder wants to come back, there are three options. First one is make a hopefully honest apology, take accountability. It's sincere, and she's for real this time, wants to become a better person. And I'm not saying she cannot, but it's impossible to tell of now if she wants to change and stuff. This is a horrible idea because all of her conspiracy bros audience will hate her because all of the essays they've wrote and read on why Cinder did nothing wrong will be immediately disproven, breaking their delusions and possibly resulting in a second cancellation of Cinder. And if you think that this is just a small part of the community, you would be correct if you are counting pre-exposing numbers, but those few hundred people is about 30 to 40% of the audience left. And side note, some of them have burned merch of both Bao and Shiley. I would show you pictures, but they got deleted, but I have seen them. And also they harassed and fucked on other VTubers and stuff like that. The option B. She says she has nothing more to say and stays with the current apology. And this horrible idea would either lead to further escalation by reaction channels and her old friends, but most likely she will just fall into obscurity as to remind you of the total damage done from the campaign and the consequences of this action. First of all, community is divided, which this video is about. Lost numbers, not as important as it might seem. She still has enough to be a streamer. All of her Discord moderators leaving, all of her Twitch mods leaving. She can no longer collab because the second the other VTuber mentions the incident, she has to leave. And I'm not even talking about all the betrayed people and how hard it would be just to get somebody willing to collab. No artist would want to work with Cinder because they would be harassed for it. I am not supporting it, but it's not worth the pay to be harassed by people that hate Cinder. The friendly and kind persona is gone, and new fans will eventually find out the truth and they will leave. And her channel will just have to be run like a fucking dictatorship, banning everybody mentioning the incident. So it's just not gonna work. Cinder's career has been blitzkrieg into oblivion. And you cannot pretend it isn't. She will become the black sheep of the VTuber community. And the option C. She plays into the conspiracy. Possibly the worst idea, and second, she will blame Bao or Lily for her downfall, or call them betrayers. Bao or Lily will just release the files showing the undeniable proof of Cinder being horrible. Now listen to this.
It would have been so easy for me to prove that you had seen the messages, but I couldn't do it because because in the end, I still wouldn't do that to you, and so I wonder why you would do that to me. And how easily I could have turned this into a personal vendetta, but I kept it strictly about the people and the clients that were affected and how their careers were put on pause.
And Bao is a very kind person, but hearing someone who has done so much shit to you continue to do shit to you would make even her start seeing red, and she would definitely turn this into a personal vendetta. And once that is released, that would kill off another big part of the community left. Because the main argument for why Cinder did nothing wrong, crowd, is that there is no direct proof. So the only reason Cinder even has a chance at returning is Bao, and again spitting in the face of that kindness is Cinder levels of evil, but this would truly be the end of Cinder. And even though this is the worst option, it would be theoretically the most fun. So now everything we know of Cinder. First of all, Cinder is very secretive and works with a boyfriend on VTubing together, and it creates a hard to deal situation because they basically operate as the same person. Donation to Mouse Campaign 6666 under the name Cinder. It could be a fan, but it also could be Cinder, who knows. Only 2 messages have been sent since, and they say almost nothing, so. And also, Cinder is in pain, and that will change her, and nobody can know how. Also, she deleted all of her songs on Spotify except Unthinkable Love. I have no idea why it was Unthinkable Love spared of this. Like, I get why My Name was deleted, it was a collab song with people she'd betrayed. I get CPR, because again, it's Numi's outfit. And I just don't get why the other ones. And also, Cinder's second message. If somebody knows like why this picture, because this is from One Piece, and I just have no idea what is the significance of it or why she chose this. If you know, please tell me. Also, you can see the support for Cinder slowing down. She only got like maximum 63 hearts. On the second one, it was like 360. VTubing in general and the parasocial style of this environment has created this situation because if conspiracy theories accepted that Cinder's not perfect and she's not what she said she is, and that it's okay, then option A and the first one would be doable, like theoretically. Let me present an example. This is Bofi. This man got rich quick on YouTube as a young guy. He let the money get into his head, he became an asshole, realized the error of his ways, took a break, and he spoke also very openly about what happened, and he just realized that he didn't want to be like that, and he come back, stronger and happier. Like he's making videos even now, you can see the gap now. He took a 2-year break. Cinder could do this, she could be for real, she could just drop her mask and be honest, because that's a huge part of being a VTuber. It's a being personal, and she could set an example for those that never bothered to improve, like Logan Paul, Mr. Beast, countless others. She could just give her heart out and take the beating, like for example No Man's Sky devs. Like, we hate them for the scam they did, they stole a fuck ton of money, but they put in the work and kinda undone the bad. Also, Cyberpunk 2077, same story. I will not forgive them for what they did, but they are doing stuff to improve, They are doing their best. Well, they could be doing the best by not doing it in the first place, but it's nice to have a way for redemption. But Cinder's own community is preventing her from doing this. Like new videos and conspiracy theories, they still drop, even now. And I read almost all of them, and from the start it was like funny and shit. But now I'm just so much more aware that behind every insane comment is just another Pyro Pup that had their heart broken by Cinder, and is just refusing reality because this isn't the Cinder they knew. As of now, I'm just getting more pissed at Cinder because she's letting this happen. Like, not only all of the previous shit she did, but every day that goes, like, more people stay in this sad state of the existence, obsessing over an anime girl on the internet, and only one who can stop this is Cinder, because she's the only person they will ever listen to. Because they don't think like you do or me, like, they start with the conclusion they want to reach, and then come up with reasons why it's true. Like, there is no proving these people wrong. But you can also help as an individual and remind others that blaming everyone else isn't just gonna magically bring Cinder back or undo her horrible actions. For example, this guy here. massive piece. Like you have to have a massive piece in your fucking pants to be able to come to r/cinder and just start to explain to people that making conspiracy theories isn't gonna help. And also, I found this guy after a lot of looking. And Cinder, she can just come clean to stop this at once, or at the fucking least, like, say that it was her fault. Like, just fucking do something for fuck's sake. Like, was she never in r/Cinder or Reddit? Like, did she not see the fallout of her decision, like, directly on the Pyro Pup community, or did she even, like, care about them in the first place? Like, most people forgot what she has done by now, but all of these people, they are hurting right now, and she just sits on the throne built by her community and does nothing to help. Like, every day that passes, they are in pain, because the worst hurt ones are Pyro Pups, and every day she does nothing to help the people she broke inside. Like, Bao has moved on, Shy Lily has moved on, Cotton moved on, Girly Pops probably forgot, Silver is enjoying her life, Nanolis is making more models. Like, nobody else cares anymore. But Pyro Pups they are still here. They either do donuts on Cinder's birthday, they make a fuck ton of fan art, they write songs and letters, and endlessly send hearts in offline chat, so much that there is always at least one chatter there making sure the fire just doesn't die out. And I have been checking a lot, and I have genuinely like not seen this disappear for once. Like, yeah, it would be admirable, like without the context, like see people be this dedicated to something, but you know. And also towards the end of this rant, I would just like to say that the more I worked on this video, the more I just discovered that even I still miss her, and I get still sad that she's gone, even when looking directly at the pain she's still causing Pyro Pups. And it's kind of crazy. And the extent of the parasocial relationships. And if you want my educated guess on if she comes back, it's no. And that's for two reasons. First one is Sender had given everything for VTubing, like lived by streaming for a very long time. She streamed insane hours. Also, she was maybe as parasocial as her viewers, but it's impossible to tell if she even cared about them in the first place. Also, she fucked over so many friends just to be that little bit more successful. And if she can fake an in real life friendship, she can definitely fake the love for Pyro Pups. And also the stock cycle. Basically, the longer Cinder doesn't stream out of fear, the more she will grow distant of Pyro Pups, the more fans leave, support is slowing down. So more fear, more loneliness. Like, she used to talk for chat for insane hours daily. Like, I would just like look at the stream that's going on when I was like still watching her. It was like 8 hours. It's impressive. And now I want to just talk about the "it's just business" phrase. And I feel like Cinder was just like a kid that just never got any pushback to her actions. She was allowed to keep doing these horrible things without an opportunity to realize how much pain she was causing. Because when you are plotting with your boyfriend alone, you just get used to it. Your friends stop being friends, they stop being anything more than just faceless competition to beat, and you stop caring about the consequences of your actions. And that's the true meaning behind the phrase, "it's just business." It's just my friend, it's just another VTuber, like we fight over the viewers, and this is what I have to do to survive, and everybody's out for themselves. Like, I feel like that was the mentality of Cinder before this. And I genuinely think that Cinder thought she hurt people only like by 0.1% of how badly she actually hurt them. I don't think she was realizing how badly she was just hurting people. Okay, and does she even like deserve to be streaming again? And this depends only on Cinder. If she tries to lie again and be what she was before, like definitely not. Bad people just deserve the chance to become better. But this will not be forgotten. And if by some miracle you are watching this, Cinder, come back, and not because your friends or the internet have forgiven you, because you will never be forgiven for the betrayal and your actions. Like, me and so many others will forever hate you for it. But you deserve to make things right, and I would even say that you have to, because only you can fix this mess. And now I hate you even more because you never even stopped hurting Pyro Pups. Because even if you did it only for business, like, you are still a light in their lives. Your persona gave them hope, you gave them love, you were their comfort streamer. So either come back, be real, or tell them you aren't, because you owe that to the Pyro Pups. You made them addicted to you. And they given you so much money, fame, and art and dedication. Like, this is what? Month fucking 5? And 12 days ago, they just created their own massive donation on your birthday after you ghosted them. Like, I would call this a toxic relationships, but this would be a huge understatement. I'm not an expert, but just go live without a script. Don't think, just vomit your words out. And if you regret what you done and you want to do better, like, people will be able to tell. But if you continue doing what you did before, you'll just fade away with a few terminally parasocial Pyro Pups. It's a sad fate. Or at least say that you aren't ever coming back and release the Pyro Pups. Stop them from giving you their life savings for a hope that you will one day come back.
I feel so fucking bad for her community. Like, especially if you're really ingrained in this community. Like, I'm so close with so many of you. And like, you get a routine, like, you wake up in the morning, you turn on the stream, you get your coffee or whatever, you're on your way to work, and you're watching the stream, and like, we have inside jokes. We have inside jokes, and we have memories. And we have things that we've been through, and that we can talk about. And these people lost all of that in a second. Like, this was their life. Like, the diehard fans that buy merch. And like, say you're their Oshi, like, you are the hugest part of someone's life, and that is a big responsibility, to be someone that they can be proud of, that they can love forever. And to just throw that away is so fucked up. To not even think about them. To just think about the dollars they can give you and not think about how this would affect them. And what they would do when they find all of this out. Because she had to think they would find out eventually, right? Like, did she think that she could do this forever? Was the plan always to have Red as a scapegoat? I don't know. It would make sense, I guess, but... she'd have to think that would come out eventually.